Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 4, Episode 8. Awful episode. I'm just going to tell you guys that from the beginning. But we're going to do the review anyway, you guys. So with no more further ado, let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like, you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Power Book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Crazy Carter going to confession, and we hear him talking about how Felicia met her untimely in a car accident. Okay, died on impact, didn't feel any pain. Actually, we think that he's talking to the confession in the confessional, but actually he's talking to his team, his Crazy Carter Dirty Cop team. You know, and they're all upset and crying. You know, one of them is down. Everybody except for the one, what is his name? Can't think of his name right now. But the one cop that was close to Felicia, he looking like he don't really believe this shit, but he gonna go along with everything else because Crazy Carter and him are a little bit closer. So he goes and confronts Crazy Carter and was just like, okay, now I got that out the way. Now tell me what really happened. And he was just like, that's what happened. All right. Crazy Carter, I'm here if you want to talk about it. Okay, and he just kind of walks off. But of course, old boy don't believe it. Now we see Tariq. Tariq goes to see Monet. And they decide that they got to get rid of Crazy Carter because he is the worst on earth with an F. Monet's so out of sorts because baby girl ain't baby girl no more. You know, this is like fucking her up real bad. I was just like, yeah, when you smash a nigga's head into smithereens with a damn cast iron skillet, yeah, usually that do fuck you up, I think. Especially if you ain't never killed nobody. Bitch, it was a gun sitting right over there perfectly fine. Why you didn't use that? You had to smash her head in like that? Child, so yes, Diana's gonna have problems. They trying to figure out how they can get to Crazy Carter. What about Drew? She was just like, Drew is so far up Crazy Carter ass, he ain't gonna help us. Well, the only other option that they have is try to get a war started between Noma and Crazy Carter. And now Monet don't like that idea either, but they don't really have much choice. And speaking of Drew, Crazy Carter is taking him with the, you know, his right-hand man to meet his new his new gig. He's going to be over the spot that Zion used to have. All right. And everybody's going to answer to him now. So he go and meet the crew, and you know, they all good with Drew and everything. And you know, Drew is feeling pretty good. I said, Drew, you even looking like a little bit of a boss. Maybe this was the move that you needed to make. Tariq is back at the dorm and he's talking to Mel, and you know, he's telling Mel about what happened, and Mel got all these excuses and shit. You know, Tariq was just like, it sounds like you don't have my back. And Mel was just like, it's not that I don't have your back, but you know, Mel got his own shit going on too. And Mel is moving out the dorm that he ain't even supposed to be on the campus. Yeah, moving out of there. You know, well, where you going? He about to go move with his girl, the love of his life. Tariq was like, oh, so that's your love now? You don't even know that damn girl. You know what? Mel swear he do. Mel said, you out here acting like you the only one that got problems, and I was the one that was able to get our old, you know, the old app back that was selling the drugs that they had given to Effie. You know, Tariq was like, now how did you do that? Because you don't be thinking shit through and you be fucking stuff up even more. Don't worry about it, okay? Mel was just like, I got it. I did it. You could at least say thank you. Tariq knows that this is going to be a problem somewhere in the future. However, Tariq can't worry about that right now. He got bigger fish to fry. Meanwhile, damn Mel's girlfriend is over there overdosing. I said, Lord have mercy, child. That Mel is so upset. You know, they rush her to the hospital, and you know, we ain't really sure. It's touch and go. But the doctor tells them that good thing that she wasn't by herself because she would be dead if she was, you know. And Mel is just so out of sorts, he don't know what to do with himself. You know, he goes through her phone and sees the deal that she made for the person to bring the drugs to her. So I guess, you know, in his mind, he gonna avenge his girl that's in the hospital, but we're going to talk more about that later. Now, Tariq and Monet, they go talk to Noma and her fiance, I guess. They try to map out this plan with Noma. Okay, it's just a matter of time. Crazy Carter is on your ass, girl. Okay, so you going to be in or you going to be out? Like, they trying to give her a plan. Noma ain't really ready to just jump on board. Okay, and they keep on trying to convince her that this is what she need to do, and she's just still not saying okay. And, you know, Monet is like, you know what, fuck this shit. I knew this bitch wasn't going to do, you know, I'm over here wasting my damn time. You know what, Kane, you stupid. This old ass bitch got you pussy whipped and now you can't even think straight, you know, doing all this shit against your family. And so she's walking out, and then Noma was just like, well, that's no way to talk, you know, mom. And Monet come back, she said, what did you just say? She was just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna be a part of the family. You know, this is my fiance. I said, okay, that is your fiance. You claiming it loud and proud. Kane's sitting over there just looking as stupid. I was just like, Kane, I don't know what you excited about. You really think that you gonna be able to pull off being married to this supposed global entrepreneur, bad boss bitch kind of? Really? Yeah, Kane is supposedly her business partner and fiance. Yeah, mom, you heard right. The invitation is in the mail. Tariq was just like, well, whatever y'all got going on here, you're gonna be double trouble because Crazy Carter is on your ass. So Tariq and Monet leave, and Noma turns to Kane and was just like, find out how Crazy Carter found out about me. And I was like, girl, are you serious? Why wouldn't he know about you? It ain't like you've been trying to hide in the shadows anywhere. You have been living your life out loud and all over the fucking place. People know who you are. They trying to make Noma seem like she was like Ghost. I'm talking about Ghost from the original Power series. And Noma's so much not like that, girl. You was outside. We all know who the fuck you are. We know where you get your hair done. We know where you got your shoes from. All that. Because you just out there noticeable. She calls Davis in. And when Davis gets there, he finds out also that Kane and Noma are about to get married. He was just like, so that's your plan? To marry a fucking drug dealer, half your age? Not smart. I said, yes, Davis, because she's not smart. I don't know why we are dealing with Noma. Anyway, Kane, you know, feeling like he needs to swing around his big DICK, tells Davis that he's not needed around here anymore. Go on about your way, old fake ass Johnny Cochran. And then here comes Effie. Noma ain't ready to let Effie off the hook. Now she needs Effie to make Kane look like a glowing citizen on social media. All right. And that little dalliance or whatever that shit y'all had going on, it needs to be curtailed. It needs to be done. Again, Noma, are you really this stupid to think that you can bring in his ex-girl, one that he has feelings for, and tell them that they can't do this no more, and then you also trying to use her to erase what? Kane is a street nigga. Everybody on the street know who Kane is. All right. Kane has had dealings with the police and everything, but now you trying to legitimize Kane, and you think you're gonna get away with this? Why do the writers think that we should believe this? So damn stupid. I was just sitting there like, oh my God. Girl, you might have been able to do that if y'all moved to a different state. I'm talking about all the way on the other side of the country. But why do you believe that people are going to believe anything about Kane? We know who Kane was. Kane is a fucking Chahada. Are you really trying to do this? I just was like, oh my God, this is stupid. So anyway, Effie and Kane go off somewhere, and Davis was just like, you know what? What's the purpose of pillow talk if you don't even talk? Like, you ain't even letting Davis know what the plan is. I thought that we was growing business partners. She was just like, no, we ain't in business together. Our relationship has limitations. I was just like, Noma, you are stupid. I'm just gonna keep on saying it. Now, after that little conversation, Davis goes to talk to Monet and Tariq. And, you know, they trying to put the pressure on Davis, like, you over there trying to work with Noma and shit, and, like, you need to be having your allegiance to me. Tariq was like, we have been through the mud together. Like, if anything, you ought to have my back. And he was just like, first of all, you need to calm the fuck down, okay? Hell, ain't nobody around here right if you ask Davis. However, his allegiance is still with them. So then he tells them about this business that she has. You know, Noma's trying to clean her money. It's Aircraft Global. And she's trying to get somebody to buy on, you know, to clean the drug money. She needs it to be owned by an American. That's where Kane comes in. And then Davis went and found a new government guide to bribe Sterling Reynolds. I was like, not Sterling. This is another Sterling, right? I mean, how many Sterlings are they gonna have? Was the man's name Sterling? The one that had the little gay guy? The little gay boyfriend? What was his name? Was it Sterling? Child, I was so confused half of this episode. I was just like, I don't even care no more. So anyway, he tells them to run the Sterling Reynolds name by Crazy Carter, and they'll have all the leverage that they need. Okay, thanks, Davis. My man. Now, Kane goes to Zion's new place to fuck with Drew. And Drew is like, nigga, back off, because I am the head nigga in charge around here. All right, I'm running things and everything. Kane was like, oh, you drinking the Kool-Aid? And he was like, it's better than drinking Noma's old dirty ass stanky bath water. Okay, you working for Noma and you working for a dirty cop. But Drew gets the last dig because he was like, so you gonna marry Noma, huh? You the fall guy for her, but you can't even see that. Now cut over to Noma, and I guess Noma's telling her daughter how her and Kane is about to get married. And the daughter was just like, you're marrying a thug, a street thug, half your age? Like, make it make sense, mama. What would daddy think? She was just like, girl, it's just for business. It's okay. On paper, he doesn't look like much, but he has a very sharp mind. The daughter was just like, you know what, mom, spare me. Just give me the truth. For once, can you tell me the truth? Like, what's going on? I am grown. I can handle it. And she was just like, okay. Well, if you asked for it, here it goes. So your father, he was a big-time drug dealer. All right. She didn't know nothing about it when they got together. They protected the daughter by keeping her in the States far, far away. But over cross seas, baby, they was up there selling up drugs like nobody's business. And so she tells the daughter this, and the daughter has no question. She just immediately believes what Noma says. I was like, now you ain't believed nothing that your mama said. You ain't liked her or nothing. The mama tells you one thing about your father, who you yourself was acting like was the second coming of Jesus Christ. And now all of a sudden you just believe this woman. My dad was a criminal. Noma was like, I hated what he was doing. And that's why she's making it her business to make sure that their money is now legit. But sweetheart, don't worry about it. I was just like, y'all, everybody is dumb on the show today. Later on, we see Monet. Monet tries to come over there and talk Kane out of making a big mistake of trying to marry Noma. Okay, and of course they arguing back and forth like they do. And then the daughter walks in. All right. And he was just like, don't worry about it. My mom was just leaving. So Monet, after she done went off on Kane and fuck you and all that, she leaves. And then Kane is talking to his new daughter-in-law. So who are you? Who pays for this penthouse? He was just like, I'm me and I pay for my own penthouse. She was just like, on the salary that you get? Oh, okay, really? So Kane is just sitting there looking like he's barely tolerating the girl. And she was just like, well, everybody knows that your family, the Tejada family, is the Gottis of the ghetto. Be straight with me. Does my mom sell drugs? Girl, you had to really ask this man that. What do you think? Let's deduce. Let's do some deductive reasoning here. Why would you think that possibly Kane would be a drug dealer? Your mama would be a drug dealer. Why? What you think, girl? Kane turned into like a 55-year-old man that didn't have time anymore. Your mom is a badass business entrepreneur. Here, take this money and go make a TikTok video or something. I was just like, nigga, you probably the same age as this girl, maybe a couple of years older than her. You sitting up here acting like you all this old man and all this. I was just like, and all of a sudden Kane got an office and all computers and shit. I was just like, oh my God. Child, too much. Now, jumping back over to Diane, child, I told you guys that her mind was gonna be fucked up. She at the elementary school looking at the kids playing out there on the field. Okay, and she feels bad when her and Tariq are together. She was just like, I done turned this boy into an orphan. I feel so bad. I took his mom away from him. And Tariq was like, well, she took something very important from us too. It's okay. Sometimes shit happens. An eye for an eye. A smash to a pancake eye, but an eye nevertheless. Diane says she just wants a normal life and, a normal family and all that. And maybe she'll get that one day, Maybe that day can be today because, honey, Diane turns on the child. She tried to seduce Tariq and they get to kissing and all. And I was just like, girl, I know you don't think you about to try to go on and win this man over in bed again. You trying to get pregnant? Sure enough, that's what she tried to do. Because when Tariq reaches down for the condom, she was just like, wait a minute, Tariq, why are you doing that? You didn't use a condom before. Yeah, we did not. And look what happened. So in order to keep all that from happening again, Diane don't understand though, because she want another baby. Girl, you gonna have to get over it, and I mean quick. When she see that Tariq ain't changing, she gets up, forget it, and she leaves. Now Tariq and Monet, they go and tell Crazy Carter about Noma. And of course, Drew is there. And Noma and Monet was just like, Drew, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this? With Crazy Carter, a dirty cop of all people? He was like, Mama, I got to be my own man. He can't be listening to Kane and Monet and all that. You know, contrary to what Monet believes, I did not betray the family. I saved this family. And she was just like, well, what you getting out of Crazy Carter? Like, what you doing this for? You trying to substitute him as your father? He was this, are you fucking serious? I shouldn't need a father right now. I'm making my own fucking choices right now, and I love that for me. And Monet was just like, it don't matter. You still a Tejada. My blood still runs through your veins. You know what else is very annoying? The fact that Kane still thinks that there's a chance with Effie. Yes, I understand that he has feelings for her and she has feelings for him. Like, I got all of that. But nigga, you ain't fixing to, what you think fixing to happen over here? You don't respect Effie enough to let her know what the plans are. You make moves and then you tell her later and she got to end up looking stupid. He come over there and he calls her a robot because she doesn't come on to his charm. She was just like, you know what? I'm busy working for Noma. So would you please leave? I'm thinking then that it's not going to be easy for Kane to get back in Effie's good graces, but you already know it is, child. It's going to be easy for him, sure enough. We see Drew try to go to his spot, you know, with the Zion spot, and when he gets there, Guy tells him that, yeah, somebody came and bought the building today. They just bought a building. The building wasn't for sale or nothing. The shit just gone that same day. We ain't had an inspector come around there. We ain't had nothing. Just the building is gone. Drew was just like, who bought it? He was like, I don't know, but here, they left a note for you. And of course, the note is from Kane and Noma. They bought the building. So, you know, Drew is like, fuck. So now Drew is upset. Oh, is this how you want to play things? So he go and break into Kane's really nice office. Okay? Able to get into his computer by guessing the password. Finds out from text message that there's going to be a gun drop later on that evening. So he goes and meets with Crazy Carter and he tells him that, you know, Crazy Carter was just like, I sure love a committed soldier. Yeah, Drew found another building that they can do their thing at. That's one problem out the way. And he also tells them about this the guns that's going to be the deal that's happening later on that night. You know, Crazy Carter was like, is it gonna be some shit that's gonna be real hard and everything? And Drew was like, nothing y'all can't handle. Okay, yeah, y'all gonna get them guns. Now jumping over to Mel. So Mel, remember I told you that he had reached out to the drug dealer and all that, and he found out who he was, and then he found out where the location was. So now Mel calls Tariq and was just like, hey, what you doing? As if Tariq ain't got 15 other fucking jobs to do. He's a Heyman. Like, if Tariq is busy as fuck, but Mel calls him and was just like, hey, what you doing? Because I thought I'd run it by you later on tonight. You know, maybe we can go and terrorize this drug dealer that made Lee, his girlfriend, overdose. Tariq was like, all right, bet. I said, Tariq, nigga, do you need a planner? Because you ain't got time to be doing this shit. And you already know how Mel is. You can't even be sure this nigga is not off the booger sugar. And you up here you agreeing to go meet with you already know it's about to go left, Tariq. I was just like, oh my God. I mean, Tariq is in the middle of 5 different things easy. And he gonna agree to go with Mel. I said, okay, so now what? Because every time you turn around, there's some other shit they pile on top. Anyway, yeah, they go to class. I'm so over these stupid classroom discussions with the same 10 people in the classroom. Do anybody else go to the fucking school? Afterwards, Diane catches up with LSK and tells her, you know, hey, thanks for helping me out in class, but I need to talk to you because I ain't got no other friends, nobody that I can talk to, nobody that got my damn back out there. You know, she want to have another baby. LSK was like, yeah, girl, that's natural. That happens. Yeah, she tried to even get Tariq to impregnate her. She was just like, yeah, girl, I know that happens, but what you need to do is just focus on being a student and don't be trying to get pregnant, okay? Regular common sense. But shit, sense ain't common these days. Effie leaves out of the class and she see her mama, okay? Mama just looked like she about 12 years older than Effie, okay? Mama looked like she was, you know, probably a banger back in the day, but she looked like she done came on some hard times. Still not bad looking, but whatever. Effie obviously does not want to see her mother, okay? And at first her mother tried to play nice, like, girl, you know, I'm so proud of you. You know, you was always smart, and you here, you doing good, all right? Then she tells her, yeah, I was hoping maybe you can give me a little money because the man that she was with, you know, he done left her and she ain't got no money. You know, times is a little hard. And Effie was just like, oh, the man that molested me left you and now you're here asking me for money. Yeah, mama don't see what the problem is. Okay, again, she proud of you. Girl, you was smart. You did things right. Effie was just like, listen, if I had all the fucking money in the world, I wouldn't give you one fucking penny. If you was on fire, I wouldn't piss on you to put you out. Okay, fuck you, mom. And the mom was like, boy, that's my Josie there. You know, don't call her Josie. That's my Josie there. You still mean as fuck. Okay, who is ever gonna love you? That's why Effie out here running around in circles now behind Kane, child. I feel so sorry for the poor girl. There goes Mother of the Year. Now, back at Crazy Carter and his team. So they finally do this bust that they knew about. And sure enough, the guns was exactly where they said that they were, okay? So at least that was a good tip. Shit worked out. Kane finds out about it and is pissed. Like, what is he supposed to tell Noma? Right when he says that, he gets a text message from Drew. Hey, sorry about your guns. They had to take them. So, you know, Kane is like, fuck. After that, this is the other part that confused me. Noma is sitting with her new government contact that Davis got for her, right? And it looks like she's trying to get this deal off the ground, and Crazy Carter and his team is out in the van listening. All of a sudden, Davis shows up, and he slides her a note telling her that she's being watched. The task force is watching her. And, you know, kind of makes it so that she needs to get up and go. So, you know, she comes up with an excuse, tells the man, you know, we got to go. I got to go. Something else came up. And Crazy Carter was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, where are they going? And I was just like, why is it we surveilling her? Like, I was just so confused. I was like, it's too much stuff going on. And I don't understand what this was even about. Maybe one of you guys can explain it. So when Davis and Noma get by themselves, you know, she tells him that Tariq and Monet tried to warn her about Crazy Carter. So she kind of already knew. Davis was like, okay, well, you still got me on your side and everything, but what you gonna do about Crazy Carter? Okay, and she was just like, she got to neutralize the motherfucker. And I was just like, yeah, you neutralize him and he neutralize you. Let's neutralize everybody. Because we over it. Now, let's jump over to Tariq and Mel. Because this was the most stupid part of the whole episode. Mel and Tariq go over to the drug dealer house over in Brooklyn somewhere. He lets them in, and, you know, they already banging and shit. They got their guns out. You know, they just there to scare the nigga, remember? They just scaring him. So, you know, you the one gave old girl the drugs. She overdosed. She in the hospital fighting for her life, yada, yada, yada. I expected maybe a couple of beat downs with the gun and everything, but no. Mel is so upset, and then before they walked in there, Tariq realized that Mel is hyped up on drugs. He's like, are you high? Yes, that right there was when you should have turned the fuck around, Tariq, but he did not. So we inside with a high-ass Mel, mad about what happened to the love of his life. Okay, so he tell old boy, you gave her some old dirty shit. You need to sniff that. He was like, my shit's not dirty. So yes, if it's not dirty, then you go on and do a line. Do a line. The guy does a line. Do another one. Okay, the guy does another one. Do another one. You know, Tariq was like, hold on, Mel, you gonna kill him. He can't keep doing these fucking lines. If this shit is good, then you keep doing lines, you know. Then Mel, in all of the excitement, when it wasn't even really that much excitement going on, Mel pulls out his gun and shoots old boy twice in the head. Just willy-nilly, loud ass barrel gun, bullets flying and shit. And Tariq was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you do this? Because Mel had a bone to pick. Tariq was like, this shit is messy. This is what gets us caught. You know, help me get this body. Nigga, we ain't got time to get no fucking body. You hear one of the neighbors saying, is everything okay up there? Girl, when you hear 2 bullets flying like that, do you think everything is okay? When you hear gunfire like that, no. So they don't even have time to clean up shit. They up in there, ain't nobody have nothing on their face. It could be surveillance cameras. It could be all kind of things. I was just like, this is so stupid. They jump out of the window onto the stoop, and that's the way that they get out, by the fire, like the fire exit. I said, Tariq, baby, you are spreading yourself the thinnest of all thins. Like, you doing too much. Your slip is completely hanging. This is ridiculous. Okay, I was so irritated when that scene, I was just like, now, what is wrong with Mel? Oh, I was so aggravated. I would have beat Mel's ass as soon as I got to a clear alleyway. Now, Noma and Kane go and meet with Crazy Carter's right-hand man. Okay, and they trying to buy him. All right, they give him $50,000, and he was like, oh, this $50,000 ain't enough for me to turn on Crazy Carter. I mean, if you want me to do some shit, it's gonna need to be 7 figures. Okay, and I'll be keeping this $50,000, thank you. He leaves. And they was just like, this motherfucker then walked off with the money. So he goes back and tells Crazy Carter, like, you know what, they tried to flip me. What did she offer you? A lot of money, but he didn't take any. So he was just like, so how do you want to handle this? And Crazy Carter was just like, set up a meeting between the two of you, you know, and I'm gonna come. Now, jumping over to Effie and Kane, we see Effie and Kane, and they finally have a conversation. Effie just really wants to be with Kane, okay? She was just like, I thought we was friends. You didn't tell me you was gonna marry Noma. And he was like, that shit is just business. And she was just like, yeah, I understand that it was business, but you know, you could have let a bitch know I'm up here sitting over there all this time waiting for you, and you didn't never show up. Okay, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, you know, but how can she resist old Kane? So next thing you know, they back on good terms, and she's showing him like all of the work she did to make him look like a legitimate citizen. Mel goes to visit his girl, and you know, she's better now. She's about to get released soon, and he tells her, you know, when she gets out, she ain't got to worry about the drug dealer no more, the one that sold her the bad shit. And he was like, he ain't gonna sell bad shit to nobody, okay? Not you or anybody else. And she was just like, oh no, Mel, I hope you haven't done anything. And he was just like, I took care of it for you, you know? And she was like, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want you to do anything to him. And I was just like, see, look at that, Mel. You did some shit in the name of some puss, and that ain't even what the puss wanted. Now you done lost your puss. You done killed this man out of cold blue. You done left the body and all your fingerprints and your hair follicles and all the other evidence you left at the fucking house. You gonna get caught. Thank God this show is ending. Okay? Because it's too much bullshit for them to even try to redeem themselves next season. It's too much. And can I ask another question while we asking questions that nobody asked? What the fuck done happened with Nephew Jr.? Crazy Carter been on this thing with Noma, ain't said shit else about Crazy Nephew Jr., Angela's sister, all of that shit. Remember, he was supposed to be on a mission from God to help out Nephew Jr. We ain't heard hide nor I done forgot all about fucking Nephew Jr. You know how I thought of him? Because Joe asked me about him yesterday when I asked Joe had he been watching the show, and he said no. He was like, did they still talk about the nephew? And I was like, child, I forgot all about Nephew Jr. That's how you know that these writers just come up with some shit and then they just throw it out the window and they move on to something else. That's why this show is time for it to end. Lastly, the meeting that was set up between Noma and Crazy Carter's team member, his right-hand man, well, he doesn't make it, but, oh, his name was Nico. Nico doesn't make it, but Crazy Carter's there. So Noma's just like, oh, wow. Finally get to meet Crazy Carter. He was just like, yeah, Nico couldn't make it, you know, but you approaching him has consequences. And she was just like, yes, well, I understand that, but Tariq and Monet told me that you were after me. And he was just like, no, I just wanted to know what you was about, girl. It didn't even need to go all the way there. She was just like, yeah, I ain't too sure about that. But listen, I don't want no problems with the police. How about you and I work together, okay? The two of us, there's so much more we could accomplish together. There's a lot that you can do for me, okay? And Crazy Carter is listening, and he's kind of starting to think like, maybe so. And I was just like, Crazy Carter, I'm gonna need you to focus, because nigga, what team you gonna be on? What side you gonna be on? How you against the people on the streets, and you just as entrenched, if not even worse, than the people on the streets? You know, I'm telling you, it was like watching just chaos. I think that this was the worst episode of the whole 4 seasons of Power Book 2 Ghost. I feel like they jumped the shark. I feel like I don't know how they would come back from all this stuff on another season. The show needs to end. I know people are saying that there's going to be a spinoff with, you know, all this, and Kane is supposed to be going to London because that's what Sky Santana had left in my comments. And I was just like, they can keep that fucking spinoff at this point. This is fucking ridiculous. Ain't nobody got time for this shit. Yes, I believe Noma's going to die, but do we really believe, are they going to try to make us believe that Kane could actually run a business without Noma? It's setting up for Kane to get it. That's why Kane is going to be her husband on paper. And when she dies, everything is going to automatically go to him and the daughter. Okay? Like, you already see how this shit is going to line up. And I just was like, this is so stupid. I'm so glad this season is it, because they really took a beloved show that was very entertaining. Fantastic, yes. But at least the storylines were still, like, you still, even though they were fantastic and it was obvious that it was for TV, it still made sense. Okay, now the shit that they doing, it's just all over the place, and it's so not good. And I sure hate that Power went out like this. I did not think that Ghost would have ended like this. Okay, because they've done a good job, would have given us some good shit over the seasons, but this is not it. I don't know what 9 and 10 episode is going to be like, but I just so disappointed in this episode. So disappointed. Just all over. I felt like I was on a roller coaster, and not a good one. You guys, that is it. Let me get on off of here. About to run to At Home and return some shit that I bought y'all. That's all I do is buy shit for the house. Make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, I'm Roxanne. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till the next time, Roxstars. Bye.